All right, well, congratulations to Vaughn Gittin Jr., his Monster Energy No Tire Mustang RTR, Chris Forsberg in his Chris Forsberg Racing Hankook Tires 370Z, and Kenny Mullen his Achilles Radial 2JZ Power S14 from Norway. So congratulations, fellas. The real quick question, Vaughn Gittin Jr., back-to-back wins. Is this a trend? You think it's going to keep going?
Well, I sure could get used to this winning thing, to quote Ricky Bobby. No, I mean, yeah, I'd love it to be a trend, but the drivers out here don't make it easy. So, my team and I show up every weekend to do the best that we can, and the last two events, we were the better driver and team. And, who knows what's going to happen next round, but we'll be back to do exactly, try to do what we did here tonight. You can never guarantee results, you can just try your best, and it's been working out for us the last two rounds.
Well, moving right along to Chris Forsberg, we talked after this, so you weren't 100% in your car. I mean, what happened there? I mean, you're doing good, you're applying pressure, and I don't know if you want to elaborate that. I don't know if it's public knowledge or what.
I mean, not to say it's not public knowledge, but we were just struggling with the motor a little bit towards the latter half of the eliminations tonight, and we're just kind of giving the car all it had, and it just was, a little less every round, I guess you could say. And you can't go up against Vaughn Gittin Jr. without a 100% car. And we had a good run in the lead, but it just wasn't enough to stay with them into turn one, and we just had that gap all the way through.
Well, it seems like the win. Sammy Hubin has the most wins. It seems like that keeps escaping you. You have 8 total wins. Sammy Hubin has 9. It seems like every time I bring that up, it goes the other way. Kenny Mullen, here you are again. You saw second place in Long Beach, and here you are in third. You're a serious gunner for a championship. You think you have what it takes to take out these two gentlemen, or even Fredrik Osbo as well, your fellow Norwegian?
I think that's going to be hard, but my car this year is much better, and the team is much better, so I'm going to try what I can, but it's going to be hard.
It seems like obviously you favor the Toyota Supra, but you still can't get away from it. Running the 2JZ Power S14, do you think that's everybody's going V8s? Do you think that's a competitive engine setup that you have?
Yeah, the S14 is really easy chassis, and you can get like all parts like don't need to make anything yourself. The 2JZ is a winner engine, so it's a good package.
Well, congratulations to these guys. Any media here, or friends or family, want to ask a question? Jeff, lifeblasters.com.
Thank you. I would like to ask Chris, how did the Matt Field battle look from your perspective?
The battle with Matt Field, it was, I thought it was close, and we were hoping for one more time on the first one, which we got, and we actually saw that it was one judge favored me, and then 2 one more time, so we actually had a little bit of a better run than we thought. And so the second battle, we just tried to give as much angle as we could into those corners and hitting all the track, and he just got a little over aggressive, trying to just earn that win, and spun out, and so that was enough to take him out.
Joey Redmond, Rec Magazine. Questions for Vaughn. Did you guys notice any challenges or have any difficulties with the spotters not actually being able to see the whole course this weekend?
It was definitely challenging. We had essentially split the days in half, and I had Ian kind of move around a little bit to get a good vantage point. I definitely say it was more challenging than any other track where you can obviously see everything. We definitely learned some things from when Thursday we were up top, focused on 1 and 2, and then we learned some more things last night between 2 and 3. So kind of putting it together definitely made it challenging, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing easy about this sport, so it's just one of those things that, you work through and make the best out of it. We're all out here, dealt the same cards, and, that's, you just have to do the best you can.
Excellent. Joey Redmond, Rec Magazine, again. Question for Kenneth Mullen. We had a bunch of people reach out to us on Facebook and Twitter that were from Norway saying that this track was a very similar layout to a track in Norway. I would attempt to say that track name, but I wouldn't do very well. Do you notice any similarities, or do you think you got any benefit from driving on a track that you would consider with a similar layout back home?
I don't think this reminds me of any track in Norway, actually. Of course.
You said you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Wrong info. You read it on the internet? It's wrong.
I haven't been on that track, but maybe it's a track over there.
Oh wait, you read it on Rect?
Anyone else? No?
I got a question. What, for who? Oh. Shaben for Shaben. Just kidding.
Should be.
You're asking me a question?
Actually, when you go up against competitors towards the end in the Final Four, does your game plan change at all from the whole competition in general? I mean, do you really just put all effort into it, or you strategizing throughout the whole competition?
Who are you asking this to?
I guess to you.
Okay. It's all driver dependent. There's some drivers that you can drive 100%, and sometimes there's guys that you're running that you're just trying to not, be too aggressive to be all over. And for me, being in the Final Four, ideally the scenario is that I'm running the toughest dudes, and I can drive 110% and know that it's going to be door to door, and I need to give it all to hang with them, and that for me is the best. So when I have a stack, when I have a guy like Forsberg in the finals, that's my favorite thing. Or like for Atlanta, when we were just battling a very tough bracket all the way through. Like for me personally, like I feel like that's what I look for and why I'm here. That's why just driving with him and Turk back home is some of the funnest things you can do, because you got these guys that you can drive 100% and push on their door and know they're going to be on the proper line. And so yeah, ideally Final Four is the top guys and you run as hard as possible.
Forsberg, what did you think of going through the ladder on your side of the ladder? You obviously were opposite sides of Von Gittin, but were there any battles that stuck out in your mind that were the hardest besides Gittin?
Let's see. Well, we had a couple tough guys, and definitely had some fast, challenging drivers like Robbie. He's definitely a guy that he's underestimated for sure. Super fast car, especially in the lead, and so we wanted to make sure we didn't give him any room coming out of turn one. And Matt Field was definitely dialing his car in, was way faster and way closer than we had expected as well. And so definitely a lot of tough guys in our bracket, like Vaughn was saying. The people that are showing up the Formula D are the best in the world. So there's no real just gimmies, so to speak.
This is a question for all you guys. What did you think overall of the track and being in Miami at the new facility here?
You can start.
It's cool to be on a new track that nobody's been on before. So I like when it's new for everybody. So that's cool, and that everything around there is really big and it's cool. It's too hot there.
Yeah, I think it's cool, coming to the track and having a level playing field. I think it's cool for, especially, the rookies, like, for instance, Chris and I have been here since day one and run every track, and we all have our notes and all have our data. So it was pretty cool to come to a new track, learn, go through the whole process as a team and do the best that you can. I definitely don't love the vantage point from the fans. I don't love that they have to watch a Jumbotron. I really think it'd be good to go the other way and enter where we're exiting turn 3 rather than the opposite. I really think entries are a huge part of that, of what's exciting about our sport. So, but other than that, I mean, the track was really challenging. This is one of those tracks that really only had one line, and you had to hit every single mark perfect every run just to link between 1 and 2. So, to be able to do that consistently, it's something that feels good and is very challenging for sure. So, it was fun. I'll second what he said about the heat. I'm bringing a pool next time. I'm going to bring an F-150 with a bunch of plastic in the back full of water so I can get in the pool. But, other than that, man, it was cool. And I was really pumped on the crowd. You never know when you come to a new venue, especially a hot place like this, and it was electric, man. Everybody's like, they've been Drift fans forever, so it was, that felt really good.
Yeah, basically what Vaughn said, he kind of covered everything for me. But,
I talk a lot, sorry.
But yeah, like he said, fans coming from all over. I mean, I met people today from Minnesota, Virginia, and like the Caribbean. Just a lot of people coming from different places to see this new venue, whether they've been to Formula D before, just because it's kind of closer to home. So that was really exciting for us to see, new fans coming in. And the track, I mean, yeah, we all kind of expressed our disinterest in the turn 1 situation, but there's not much we could do about it. We did want to, go from Palm Beach to another better venue, and I feel that this is better, like Vaughn said. And I think, for next year, we take what we learned here this year, and maybe do a slightly different track configuration to get some more visual for the fans and drivers and spotters and judges all together. But yeah, the other thing that you touched on as well is coming to a new venue. It is cool to kind of see how teams can develop and work fast, get their cars hooking up quickly. There's no notes. We're all starting clean slate, and it really shows which teams are on point and ready to put it together.
Just one thing, like this facility is amazing. Like, I mean, everything that they have is amazing. Media center, I mean, it's an amazing facility, and I think, again, it's just the layout is something that would be nice to consider adjusting for the future.
Joy Resident, Rec Magazine. Questions for Chris Forsberg. Pro 2, first ever weekend, was this weekend. And coincidentally, the same weekend as Pro 2, you had a Pro 2 driver go into the Great 80, which is the best performance of a Pro 2 driver, rookie to date. I know you follow and watch lots of drifting on more of the local grassroots level. What is your take on Pro 2? Like, do you think that was coincidence, or do you think giving these younger guys extra seat time helps them perform?
I absolutely don't think it was a coincidence. I mean, Jeff Stonebag, for starters, is an amazing driver, and he, went through practice and qualifying with Pro 1 and then into Pro 2, running double duty. He got a lot of extra track time. He got a lot of tandem vantage points, even more so than most of us did with the changing of the schedule. And so he got a lot of track time, which is really comfortable here. Got a lot of setup notes, and even Carl Reichos, who got 3rd, he got top 16 to top 8. He got pretty far in the ladder as well. So yeah, definitely helping these drivers running extra track time on Friday night before the big show on Saturday.
Yeah, one thing you didn't mention is confidence. I mean, to come
definitely.
off the podium in Pro 2 and come here, like Jeff probably was like nothing to lose, no pressure, so I think that's huge, huge for him. Not to mention he comes from Club Loose, so.
Go ahead. Edgar with Rec Magazine. Chris, how bad was the contact with Matt Field? Did you feel it? Did you feel anything in your car?
I did. It was a slight bump. It wasn't anything to our suspension, so we just rolled with it. We didn't make any adjustments, but I think it got his front wheel, and it was enough to turn him around.
All right, well, with that being said, congratulations, Vaughn Ginn Jr., Chris Forsberg, and Kenny Mullen, and congratulations, look at this, all different tire manufacturers as well. Middle Tire, Hankook, and Achilles Radials. So there's a manufacturer's championship, tire championship, and an overall driver championship. So congratulations, we'll see you guys in New Jersey, the 21st of June.